but my hope is that you also felt it. Who has experienced Om Shanti since coming here? No one? A few? Not everyone? You probably come from big cities across India, and I'm sure just coming off the highway into this campus, you would have felt a tranquility and calm that helped you slow down and just relax for a few days. Good. One of the things that happens today is we think a lot. And it's fine, but if you've got a machine that's working non-stop, 24 hours, 7 days a week, and it's gone on for 20 years, 25 years, plus, that machine gets a little bit worn out. And so one of the things that happens here is when you come here, you slow down, and my hope is that the overthinking stops. But also you can carry some of the experiences you have here back home with yourself so that they become part of your natural timetable and your way of living, so that it's not just for a few days here that you experience that relaxation, but you're able to experience it at will, wherever it is you may be, whatever other things you're engaged in. And so, a few tips to share today. Well, the first question, what is conscious living? Animals live, human beings live, but conscious living is something that each one of us can experience. You often heard this word purpose. And I remember when we had a project in the 80s in which we asked people, what is purpose, what is vision, what are your values? Somebody from the corporate world told us, nobody's interested in vision and values and so on. And yet we had a fantastic response from across the world, around 120-something countries, which at that time, in the early 90s, represented every single country that had a population of over 1 million. And so people responded hugely. And a few years later, I noticed that every corporate entity had vision and purpose and values and mission as its statement. And of course, that's become the norm now. So I think spirituality sometimes is a little bit ahead of what's going to happen. And things move around in the ether and get picked up in different ways. But I want to talk a little bit first about purpose. It's a story you may have heard, but here goes. A man was walking along and he sees a few people working, and he stops and he asks the first person, "What are you doing?" And the man says, "I'm building a wall." "What are you doing it for?" And the man says, "I'm doing it for my bread and butter, so that I can live." Goes a few feet along further, and another man is doing the same job, same question, "What are you doing?" "I'm doing something so that I can take care of my family." And the vision has extended a little bit beyond just the self to taking in the family also, which is good. Goes a few feet further along, and again the same question, "What are you doing?" And the reply comes, "I'm building a cathedral." Same job, same task, but different levels of consciousness. One, just me and what I need on an external physical level. Another level, and it's what I do for others. Admittedly, it's a small circle, but it's for others. But then there's a higher purpose. I'm not just doing things for bread and butter for me or my family, but I'm doing something for the glory of God. And so the vision changes immediately, and the purpose is filled with a very different passion. And so yes, the purpose is not just the destiny, not just the destination, but the purpose is how I live my life each day. But also, if purpose is the destination, the direction in which I'm going in, fuel is my passion. Fuel powers the car that I'm driving. And so when I have passion, when I love something, when I want to do something, that's the motivation with which the engine is able to move, and I have the fuel with which to move forward. But it's purpose that will define where I'm going and what it is I would like to achieve. And so, what is the vision that I have for myself? What is the purpose that is guiding the direction of my life? Is it just simply 9-to-5 job or a little bit of overtime here and there? Or is it that I want each day of my life to be filled with meaning and significance? And that's not determined by position or by responsibility. It's what it is I bring to the responsibility and the role. Can my life be meaningful here and now? I don't want my life to be meaningful 10 years from now or 20 years from now. I want my life to be filled with meaning here and now. And so when my life is not just for myself, but when I'm aware of helping others also move forward in some way or another, to have their lives flourish, my flourishing happens when I enable others to flourish. Do you agree? Yes? Anyway, think about it. And so conscious living means to make each moment of my life filled with meaning, filled with significance, so that it develops a purpose. And very often we ask the question, well, what is my role? What is my responsibility? Not just in terms of the logistics, but in a bigger frame. And if I'm aware that every life is valuable and my life is valuable, then every moment of my life is filled with value, and it's going to be of service to others around me also. I want to give you a little equation. But the first question within the equation is, what is it that's actually the main concern that you have? And if the main concern that I have is my work output, then it means a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, a lot of competition, maybe a little bit of cooperation and collaboration. But the other things take over more. And I know that within the IT industry, it's maybe one of the hugest factors in terms of pressure, time frames, and the scales that you're working with. But what about relationships? Where does that fit in within the equation? And if work output is my only concern, then am I going to trample on other people's toes as I try and move along. And we do that sometimes, not really knowing that we're doing. But when I'm conscious, then I'm very aware that without proper attention to relationships, the work output is actually going to suffer. It's not that by squashing other people's feelings, the work productivity is going to go up. It's definitely not. But even more than relationships, there's one other aspect which is more significant. And that is the time I give not to myself on a selfish level, but the time I give to nurturing the inner being, the spirit that I am, the soul that I am. If I give time and attention to nurturing myself, then I have greater capacity to be able to manage relationships in a meaningful way. And if I've managed relationships well, it's an investment, because then at the time of need, at the bottom of the pyramid is work output. Just think about it for a moment. If I haven't given time to sustain the inner being, which means I'm not just concerned about my physical needs. Yes, that's absolutely vital, very important, so no denial of that. But moving the picture away from just physical health, there's also mental health, there's also emotional health, there's also spiritual health. And so conscious living means being aware of all of these aspects of my health. But looking at that first and foremost level, the level of my own inner health, the health of the being that I am, which means being able to nurture myself. If I don't know how to look after my own inner well-being, I don't know how to look after my emotions, and definitely I'm not going to be in a very good condition to look after my mental or my physical health. Looking after my spiritual well-being means that I'm able to sustain myself fully. And when I do that, my emotional health, my mental health, and my physical health also fall into place. And so me time doesn't mean just a little bit more sleep or playing tennis and golf. All of that is fine, of course. You can carry on doing all of that. But me time means actually being able to see what's going on inside of me. And in that in particular, I know from experience that giving time to the inner being means I make sure that the purpose of my life is very clear and I'm moving forward with understanding, meaning, and significance. If I can take care of the inner being and make sure that there is inner capacity, inner strength, inner joy, inner peace, inner truth, then my emotional health is also going to be sustained, and I'm not going to be going through roller coasters of feelings and emotions that don't allow me to trust myself. And if I don't trust myself, is it possible to win the trust of others? And if I don't have the trust of others around me, and I don't trust them, what's the value of my life? What is the value and quality of my relationships? And how am I going to manage my work? It's not going to happen. So often I hear parents say, that my first responsibility is to my children. Responsibility, agree, able to respond in a timely way, in the right way to the demands of my family is absolutely vital. But if I'm not able to respond in an appropriate manner, I come home tired, exhausted. I forget that the children haven't seen me since last night, or maybe since early this morning, and I'm not able to give them my full focused attention, even just for half an hour, maybe even just for 15 minutes. I'm not fulfilling my responsibility to my children. Yes, maybe I'm working so hard that I give them a good education. Maybe I'm making sure that I have a home in the right neighborhood so that they have friends that they feel comfortable with. I'm doing all of that. But if I'm not fulfilling their needs, have you heard the story of a young boy who wrote to his father saying, "What do I need to do to make an appointment with you?" You've heard the story. And the father's a bit shocked. "Well, I'm at home. You don't need to make an appointment to see me." But the child isn't being given that time and attention that the soul needs at home. And so if a child grows up holding that in his heart, that when I needed my parent wasn't available for me, mother, father, either, both, or at a time of need, I had nobody I could turn to. It's a very sad situation. But that's the sort of situation that we've come to today. But if I've given attention to developing my own inner spiritual power and capacity, one of the first things that happens is that my ability to discern what the need of the other is heightened. Because I'm not just concerned about external things of a to-do list. To-do lists will never finish. There'll always be something more, something more, something more, something more to be done. But if I'm able to increase continually my own inner capacity of spiritual power, then what's happening is that in company with another, whether it's my children, my partner, my friends, my work colleagues, they say that the world functions not on what you know, but who you know. And I'm not talking about this in a cynical sense of being able to rub shoulders with the director of the company. I'm talking about how well do I know others who I work with. And if I know them well, I know them well because I've given them my focused attention. And if I've given you my focused attention, you know that there's a very warm feeling that happens if I do that. And if physically I'm present with you, but my mind is elsewhere, then you can also see that, you can also feel that. And so there isn't real contact, real communication happening. You know, if the father's got one eye on the television to watch the news, that's very important. And on the other side, the child is demanding attention. What do I do? Am I going to look here or am I going to give attention? And so my point is that unless I make sure that I've given myself time each day to talk to myself, to get my own feelings and emotions cleaned out, without that, I'm not going to be connected to my own inner core values because I've forgotten about them. I'm living life on a superficial level. But in conscious living, I'm aware of my own inner core values, and I have the capacity to be able to follow them through in my life. How often is it that you know what is the truth, and yet the atmosphere around you is pushing you in a different direction, and you don't have the power to be able to say, I need to follow my values. I need to follow my conscience. You're distracted by all the other things around. And maybe money is a factor, maybe time is a factor, maybe trying to please someone else is a factor. Could be any of those things. But if I'm not true to my own values and my own conscience, how am I going to fulfill my life in a meaningful way? How am I going to be able to sleep comfortably at night? Or am I going to live a life in which my conscience is disturbed and is at war with me? It's not a very healthy state of affairs, and it's definitely not a very conscious way to be living. It's said that education is the foundation for life. I believe that totally. All of you have reached the position you have in your life through education. If you didn't have that opportunity, you wouldn't be here. But there's many different types of education. And I want to talk about spiritual education. If I don't know what's going on the level of my thinking, why are my thoughts going here and there? How can I learn to focus them and move forward with that attention and concentration? If my thoughts are pulled in different directions, what's going on? If my feelings and emotions keep getting in the way of what I know is right, do I follow my emotions, which are a roller coaster, at one moment here, another moment there? Or do I follow the dictates of my conscience? If I haven't learned to have an inner dialogue with myself, my conscience speaking to my feelings able to speak to my conscience, the head and heart being able to come together. When we talk about the head, we're not talking about the physical space. We're talking about my inner capacity. And when we talk about heart, we're not just talking about the pumping machine here. We're talking about our feelings, our emotions. So in fact, everybody has two hearts, the pumping machine, but also the inner understanding and my feelings. And so if I haven't learned to have a dialogue in here with myself, how often? Once a year? Do you have a dialogue with yourself once a year? Maybe 31st December? Well, maybe you have a dialogue with yourself once a month. Who has a dialogue with themselves once a month? What about once a week? Sunday. Maybe Sunday is the day for an inner dialogue. Who has a dialogue with themselves every single day? Excellent. Well, I hope that by the time you're ready to leave this campus, everybody will have started having an inner dialogue. Because many of you do that already, but not everyone. And an inner dialogue is conscious living. Because then I'm reminding myself every day, preferably first thing in the morning. Time for myself at night is precious. Time for myself in the morning is essential. Which means sacrificing a little bit of sleep. But doing that is absolutely worthwhile when you see the results. Because that time in the early morning, before the rest of the family wake up, and in that short space of time in which America is sleeping and India is also not yet awake, in that short space of time, just give yourself time for yourself, for silence, to just check, am I clear about purpose? Am I clear about my values? Am I able to align my lifestyle with my values? Whatever it is that's going on, am I able to manage that and yet still keep my head above water? And if not, I understand what I need to do. I need to give time to recharging my own inner battery. All of you carry a little gadget about this size, and it's either in your handbag or in your pocket, and you're never separated from it. But no matter how expensive this little gadget is, if you don't remember to recharge it, what's its value? 0. And if you remember to recharge it, then yes, it'll do all the different tasks you expect of it. Same thing. If I haven't understood about recharging my own inner battery, I'm never going to be able to do the things that I need to do. I want to be calm, I want to be peaceful, I don't want to get angry, but I'm not able to manage. Old habits kick in, and the habit is stronger than my conscious will. And so recharging the inner battery through yoga, and I'm talking about not physical yoga, that has its own role and it's great, carry on with that. But I'm talking about the inner aspect of yoga. Yoga means union with the source, union with the supreme, the divine, whatever name you choose. But connecting with the powerhouse that's going to be able to give me power. If I try and plug in my phone here and there, I see a hole in the wall and I think, okay, let me try. If you see somebody doing that, you say, well, that's a bit silly, isn't it? The wall isn't going to give you any power for your phone. But where there's a proper socket, you fit it in and you make sure that it fits, it's not loose, and it's going to recharge. The inner connection of the awareness of this infinitesimal point of light that I am, connecting with the supreme, the source of light and love, and making sure that that connection is strong. I've made proper contact. The energy, the power that's going to flow to me is something I cannot get from you, or anyone, no matter how brilliant they may be. No matter how much our relationship is close, I cannot get that inner power on this level. I need to connect with the powerhouse. So giving time to yourself each day is absolutely vital. Not just to be able to survive in today's world, but to be able to thrive in today's world. And do you think things are going to get better in terms of the world situation in the next 2 years or so? You know better than me the state of the world. the state of the economy, the state of politics, the state of climate, the state of the environment, the state of relationships. I saw a very interesting graph the other day, and it wasn't a static graph, it was very, very mobile. And it showed how 50 years ago, family was the most important. And today, and that figured to about, I think, 70% for people, family was the most important. And today, you know how much time we're giving to family? This is a general worldwide circulation figure, so it might not apply to you, but it gives you an indication of the way things are going. We give only 4% of our time to family currently. Does that work in how you see things in your life or in the world around you? So there's a big difference. And so if I'm giving time to myself and sorting things out in here and recharging my own inner battery, then relationships are going to be filled with not just respect and regard, but also empathy and compassion and consideration and cooperation. If I haven't sorted things out in here, what's going to be the quality of the interaction I have first thing in the morning with my family, next thing when I'm at work with my colleagues, next thing when I'm in the evening with my friends, the tone of my voice when I'm calm and feeling full inside is very different to the tone of my voice when I'm feeling frazzled and tired and exhausted, or even angry about something or another. And so often, the anger that we build up through the day, at work, there's a level of courtesy I have to maintain no matter what. Whatever I'm feeling inside, I have to keep it in. I can't lash out at the other. It's not going to work. I'll get thrown out. So I manage to keep my anger bottled up. I get home, what happens? I'm the master of my home. All the anger comes out. And the ones who are the victims are not the ones who have triggered all this, but they're the ones who actually get hit by that, emotionally or even worse sometimes. So I need to care for myself and be very aware of the quality of my mind, my feelings, my conscience, my personality. What's happened is that we get into habits. You know about habits? Once, I think about it. Second time, it sort of comes up. Third time, I can't restrain it anymore, and it's unleashed. And a habit starts, and the habit continues, maybe till the end of my lifetime. But maybe I can do something about it. Conscious living means to recognize what are the positive habits that I can continue to cultivate and nurture, and what are the negative habits that are causing me pain and causing pain to everyone else around me. Sometimes, yes, it's anger at injustice. Sometimes it's anger at something which is wrong. But sometimes it's just my habit to get angry. And a little trigger creates a huge reaction. If I had given time to myself in the morning, it would be a little bit different. How? Every morning, I would remind myself of my original state of being. The state of water originally is cool. Add heat to it, and the water can even burn you. It can scald you. Remove the external source of heat, and the water reverts to its original state of being. The dharma. Dharma is the state of being, the natural state of being. And there's a lovely expression, Shanti mera swadharma. Peace is my original religion. Whatever are the religions that we've been born into, are the religions connected with the body. But the original religion of the inner being, the soul, is peace, is love, is truth, is joy, is purity. And when we diverge from those original qualities, which are our core values actually also, whatever other things we add on is a multiplication of the different values. But these 5 qualities are the original state of being of the soul. And if I remind myself, not just as a mantra, but coming to that experience, not stopping thoughts, but letting thoughts slow down so that I come to that awareness and that feeling that yes, peace is my natural state of being. A few minutes of that experience means that certainly for the next hour, maybe 2 hours, that sense of peace stays with you. And if you were to take 1 minute every hour, on the hour, to remind yourself of this inner peace, which is your original state of being, would that make a difference? Definitely. Your reaction wouldn't be that spontaneous reaction to something that's being said or something that's being seen, but you just take that moment to go inside and feel that peace within, and your response is going to be a very different one. Without that inner charging of the battery and that experience of peace within, the reactivity continues. Action, reaction, action, reaction. When is it going to stop? It's not. It gets worse and worse and worse. But if action, a moment of pause, I connect with myself and I respond with peace, that cycle of action-reaction breaks. Not only is it healthy for me, but it's healthy for the atmosphere, it's healthy for everyone else around me, and it's going to create the right atmosphere in which, with relationships that are trustworthy, others trust me, I trust them, and we're able to work together in harmony. And the same applies at home. My family trusts me. If I keep exploding, the trust is lost because they don't know what sort of reaction to expect. But if I maintain that state of peace, peace isn't just passive, peace is active. I have to create it within myself. Then it's not just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's a state in which I consciously choose what my response is going to be. And even if something is wrong, my reaction to it isn't going to help the situation. Something is wrong, okay, hold it, calm and peace, and you deal with it later. not while the fire is raging. When the fire has calmed down a bit, then you can have a reasonable conversation with those involved and come to a clearer understanding of why and how and what next. But just lashing out, because that's my habit, is distressing for me and stressful for others also. And so that's just one example. And I took up anger because it's such a visible thing. There are other things that cause us trouble, our ego, our attachments, our desires, but they're more subtle. Ego may be not so subtle. Others can see it, I can't. It's the monkey's tail. It's there and everybody else is seeing it, but I don't see it for myself. But the journey of spirituality, the journey of conscious living begins with making time for myself each morning and practicing that connection so that I always can draw the love, the truth, the joy that I need for myself from the source. Go to a little stream, it's limited. Go to a river, it's going to dry up at some point. But connect with the source, and it's there for you to benefit from forever. And I know that you all have many, many other questions, but overthinking and anger came up very strongly in your questions. So the overthinking, I need to learn to apply a brake. Can you imagine if you were to learn to drive a car but didn't know where the brake was and didn't apply the brake or didn't have the brake checked regularly and brought up to scratch? Same thing. Thoughts are always going to be there, but I can do two things. I can press the pause button and just for a few moments connect with my own original qualities, connect with the one above, and draw that peace and power within myself. Just imagine if you had access to unlimited love, unlimited, unconditional, totally available at all times. Would your life be different? I'm sure it would. Why? Because then you could be the one who's able to share that. And I don't mean exclusive love for 1, 2, 3 people. I'm talking about a love that's able to encompass everyone, a love that's inclusive, a love that's translated into care and compassion, support and cooperation. These are things that we need in our life to have a healthy life. And so being able to connect and draw these qualities with, was I peaceful a long time ago, but now this experience of peace from the ocean is reminding me to hold peace in my thoughts, my feelings, and my behavior. Connected with the divine. I send thoughts of peace out into the world. And these vibrations of peace teach souls who are searching and awaken the experience of peace within them. Human hearts and minds become calm and peaceful. And peace travels to the entire human family. Peace travels to all the corners of this planet. And the world becomes peaceful. A world in which all forms of life are safe. A world in which nature receives these vibrations of peace and returns to harmony. I have benefited from nature and continue to enjoy that. But now it's my turn to serve nature. I see the whole planet and all the inhabitants become peaceful. I hold this awareness and I come back to the moment here and now. But now I keep the awareness of peace so that it informs my thinking, my speaking, and my doing. Om Shanti. Thank you for your attention. Please give yourself the time that the soul needs so that your life can have meaning and purpose. And you do this consciously. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. And let us all do an air clap for Didi. Thank you, Didi, for enlightening this morning for us and telling us how each morning can be equally enlightening, how our relationships, our habits, our life, everything can take a new shape just by conscious living. Thanks a lot, Didi. And with this beautiful start through her angelic presence, now we move towards our next session. And as I already said, today, the whole day is the day to experience how transformation has already started. Do you feel it has already started within you? Yes? You have a question? Ji. Yes, all these sessions are already going live on YouTube. So you can view all these sessions on the YouTube channel of IT Wing. So, yes. You were asking the same thing? Did I answer your question? Yes. So you can go to YouTube and look for IT Wing official YouTube channel, and all these sessions, right from the first one, and all these sessions are going on YouTube. They're going live. So later on also you can watch these videos. You can pass it on to others whom you think will be benefited through these inspirations. And as I already said, today is the day to experience. So we experience the transformation that has already begun in us, and how we can sustain this experience and make this an experience of each day, as Didi has said. And now, next we are going to experience the power of self-respect. In Hindi, we say Swaman. We wait for other people to give us Samman. But what if we can give ourselves a Swaman? Respect ourselves. So, very shortly, we will begin with this session of self-respect. And then later on, we will have a short reflection after the session. That reflection will be based on what we think of ourselves and how we can raise our self-respect. Few of your questions were pending in the panel discussion we had yesterday, because we didn't have so much of time and your questions were overwhelming. So we thank all of you for penning down those questions. So we still have your questions, and we will have some time to answer your questions even today. And in the later half of the day, we will have a session to experience the power of silence. And let us all welcome a personality who needs no introduction, but still, to introduce him, it is like showing a lamp to the sun, because we have with us Suraj Bhaiji. Suraj means the sun. So just as the sun shines through and dispels the darkness through the clouds, Suraj Bhaiji is that sun of knowledge who shines to dispel the darkness of ignorance and shines through the clouds of doubt. And very briefly, if I talk about him, he is a Raj Yogi chosen by God, invoked by God, a science graduate from Meerut University. You have devoted your life to study the science of spirituality and to make that practically implementable in the lives of thousands and thousands. You are also the administrator of the kitchen department of Brahma Kumaris in all the campuses. So the meals that we are getting is under the administration of Suraj Bhaiji. So we thank you not just to fill our minds with positivity, but also to fill our bodies with that positive and sattvic energy of food. He is a Raj Yogi and based in the Academy for a Better World, Gyan Sarovar, Up Hills. He is also the coordinator of the Raj Yoga Lab at the Spiritual Application and Research Center of Brahma Kumaris. And he is regularly giving his inputs and inspirations in various activities of wings like Education Wing, Media Wing, Art and Culture Wing, Spark Wing, IT Wing, Youth Wing, and many more. And he has also published several books, and you can see Bhaiji coming to answer your questions in different television channels like our Samadhan show and many more. So I request Bhaiji to let us know how we can actually not expect respect from others, but raise our own Swaman, our own self-respect, and experience the power of it. Thank you, Bhaiji.
Shanti, first 3 minutes.
Om Shanti, Bhaiji. We would like to welcome you with a bouquet of flowers. Sorry to interrupt. And Varsha Didi, on behalf of all of us, would like to welcome you with this bouquet of flowers.
Okay, so first 3 minutes in deep silence. Go inside.
सबके दिल में प्रभु प्यार भरते चलो, सबके दिल में प्रभु प्यार भरते चलो।
सबसे उत्तम यही सेवा करते चलो,
सबके दिल में प्रभु प्यार भरते चलो।
साथ प्रभु का जिसे उसको गम है नहीं, ज्ञान इतना भी दीपक से कम है नहीं।
कम है नहीं, सबके मन का अंधेरा हरते चलो, सबसे उत्तम यही सेवा करते चलो। सबके दिल में प्रभु प्यार भरते चलो।
Om Shanti. How are you feeling here?
कुछ लोगों को इंग्लिश भी चाहिए, तो बीच में आप इंग्लिश में।
अच्छा, हिंदी में करें? हिंदी इंग्लिश बहुत ठीक है। सो आज का बहुत सुंदर टॉपिक है स्वमान, और मेरा प्रिय टॉपिक। प्रिय इन द सेंस कि मैंने इस पे अपने जीवन में बहुत काम किया है, और वंडरफुल एंड ब्यूटीफुल एंड एक्सेलेंट एक्सपीरियंस हैं जीवन के स्वमान से कनेक्टेड। I had heard 40 years before one beautiful thing in God's versions. What are the problems? Answer was, problems are nothing but the creation of a weak mind. And it appealed my heart. तो मैंने सोचा, अगर एक वीक माइंड प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करता है तो पावरफुल माइंड उन्हें नष्ट भी करेगा। एंड आई स्टार्टेड टू मेक मैनी एक्सपेरिमेंट्स इन माई लाइफ, इन वर्क पर्सनली, इन वर्क फील्ड, एंड गॉट, आई कैन से 95% सक्सेस इन लाइफ। सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट। आप जानते हैं आज संसार अशांति के समय से गुजर रहा है। माइंड ऑफ एवरीवन हैज बिकम वेरी वीक। मैं आपके सामने कुछ सीक्रेट्स भी रखूंगा जो लोगों को नहीं पता है। Mind, intellect and brain, we have got these three powers within us. मेडिकल साइंस ने, साइकोलॉजिस्ट ने मिला दिया है। ब्रेन, एवरीथिंग, माइंड भी यही, इंटेलेक्ट भी यही, मस्तिष्क भी है। हिंदी में बहुत सुंदर शब्द है मस्तिष्क, दिमाग। बट माइंड इज द पावर ऑफ थॉट, इंटेलेक्ट इज द पावर ऑफ विजडम, एंड ब्रेन is the computer for this body. You are all computer people. This is our computer. And it's very powerful. Ocean of wisdom we can feed inside. अब एक सीक्रेट आप सुन लें, माइंड भी वीक है, इंटेलेक्ट भी निगेटिव है, और ब्रेन बहुत वीक है मनुष्य का, बहुत वीक। मेरे पास बहुत सारे युवक आ रहे हैं। अभी भी एक माँ अपने बच्चे को लाई, 8 साल का बच्चा, मोबाइल पे बहुत रहता है, बहुत होशियार है, मार्क्स बहुत अच्छे लाता है, सिंगिंग और हारमोनियम बजाने में परफेक्ट है। मैंने कहा इस मोबाइल को कम कर दो, उस बच्चे को कहा नहीं, मैं तो होशियार भी हूँ, मोबाइल भी देखता हूँ, सब काम करता हूँ। आप जान लें सीक्रेट को। अभी वो 12 साल का है, उसका ब्रेन पावरफुल है। आयु बढ़ते बढ़ते ब्रेन वीक होगा अगर वो मोबाइल पे बहुत लगा रहता है। उसने मान लिया। So we have got wonderful power within our mind. And a secret, you must know about this secret. Our each and every thought generates energy. Soul is here, mind is here. Soul is generating energy, it is entering the brain. It is affecting brain completely, 100%. If thoughts are negative, energy is negative, going to the brain. Thoughts are powerful. We are supplying powerful energy to our brain. So we have to learn how to give nourishment to our brain just with the power of powerful thoughts, pure thoughts, not only positive thought. People only know about negative thinking and positive thinking. But powerful thinking, pure thinking, elevated thinking, and in spirituality, super thinking, divine thinking, higher thinking. So if our thoughts are higher, elevated, divine, our brain will become divine. So you should remember always, and you have to teach to your family, to your children, each thought will generate energy. We are the creator of our future. If we are very positive, if we are very elevated, our future will become very divine, very bright. Right? Agree? So we have to bring a big change into our way of thinking. We have to make our thoughts very elevated, pure. Swaman. You came to know here, I am a soul. Are you agree to it? Soul, I am peaceful. I will take this class into a very practical way. Whenever you wake up in the morning, you must know at that time our subconscious mind is fully active, awakened. The thoughts you give to your subconscious mind, it will act accordingly. Our thoughts of that time are like our commands to our mind, to our brain, to our future. So when you wake up in the morning, I would suggest every day 10-15 minutes you must give to your own self. You have to charge yourself. हम बॉडी को चार्ज करने के लिए चाय पिएंगे, नहाएंगे, पानी पिएंगे, नाश्ता करेंगे, बट माइंड को भी चार्ज करना है, इंटेलेक्ट को भी चार्ज करना है, ब्रेन को भी चार्ज करना है. So 10 to 15 minutes. Create such thoughts which can charge your brain, your mind, your intellect, and then it will affect whole body. You must know nowadays medical science believe that 95% disease are coming from here because of tension, negativity, anxiety, depression. Many problems are increasing the day. From last 10 years, depression, anxiety, many names are given there in medical science. It has become a big problem for the world, not only for youngsters, but for all, because of negative thinking, because of weak mind, because of weak intellect, weak brain. So every morning, charge yourself. Would you do it? It will make your life very easy, enjoyable, happy, successful. Successful. It will keep you ever young, ever fresh. I'm giving you many thoughts. You can choose one for a day or two for a day. I'm a soul peaceful. This is our Swaman, our original nature. I'm peaceful soul. Yes, do just now. I'm peaceful soul. I'm peaceful soul. I'm peaceful soul. Peace will enter your brain, will silence many things in the brain. You must know one another secret. Medical scientists hardly know it because of negative thoughts, because of overthinking. Many things in the brain have been damaged, weak, they became weak. So charge yourself with this thought, I am a peaceful soul. Second thought you can keep in mind, I am a pure soul. I am the child of God. He is fortune maker. I am the most fortunate in the world. I taught to many old mothers, those who had knee pain and always suffering. Always this thought, I have knee pain. As soon as they open eye in the morning, oh God, knee pain, what should I do? So first thought came of knee pain. Knee pain will increase. Check your first thought of first minute. They will create your beautiful or negative future. I am most fortunate. I teach them, you must do 3 minutes dance practice in the morning as soon as you wake up. With this thought, I am the most fortunate person in the world. You can do just now? Yes, please. I am the most fortunate person in the world. I am most fortunate person in the world. I am a successful person in the world. I am successful. I am successful. You will find wonderful result in your life. I can share many people's experience, but not now because brief time. One powerful thing I am teaching to the people, I had heard when I was in 11th class that everyone has got many powers within them, within their mind, but they are sleeping in dormant form. You have to awaken them, and if you can awaken them, you will become most powerful person in the world. I asked many of my friends, how to awaken? No answer. I came in the contact with some psychologists. I asked them how to awaken the powers. No answer. They know you must awaken. When I came here, I learned this Raj Yoga, got this spiritual knowledge. I got this secret. That whenever you wake up in the morning, just remember 7 times, my Father, God is Almighty, therefore I am also very powerful. Just create this thought in the morning. I am most powerful soul, I am most powerful person, I am most powerful person, and you will become powerful. Do you believe it? Yes or no? Many people, especially sisters, come to me when they have the problem of cancer. And you know name of cancer? Name of cancer itself is very dangerous. If someone is detected cancer, half death immediately. Oh, now I will die. What will happen to my children? I make them strong. You all have to become very strong. Just as the child of a tiger is always a tiger, not a dog. We are the children of Almighty God. We are not weak, never weak. We are powerful, accept it. We are powerful. Our acceptance will help us to awaken those powers, to activate those powers. So I am most powerful. So I teach to cancer patient, you are more powerful than cancer. You can get victory over your cancer. Cancer is not so powerful because thoughts weaken a person. Many cancer specialists, those who are Brahma Kumaris, they shared their experience to me that when villagers come to us with cancer and we teach them and we give some medicine, they get well soon. And when educated people come with cancer, very hard because they think a lot. And a villager, he believes just as fever came, we'll go with the medicines. Cancer has come, we'll go. No tension, no negativity. So our thoughts are playing most important role in our life, everywhere. And you must know one another secret. Our subconscious mind has got a wonderful healing power at night. Night, not in the morning, night. So, you know, when we feel sleepy, I want to sleep now. At that time, our conscious mind becomes silent, and therefore subconscious mind becomes fully active. This is the philosophy. Conscious mind is silent, subconscious mind is active. You know, conscious mind, the mind which we are using all day, day and night, thinking process. So at night, when you are going to sleep, if you have any bodily problem, you can give such affirmation to your subconscious mind, it will heal that disease. Suppose you have headache. Give affirmation to your subconscious mind, my headache has gone. Don't create such thought, I don't have headache. Don't, no sabd, don't accept our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind will never accept word no. Suppose cancer patient, we teach them, my cancer is cancelled. My cancer has gone, I am free from the cancer. not this thought, I have no cancer. Clear? So you can take full benefit of your mind's power, subconscious mind's power, to heal your bodily disease. In every case, high blood pressure, or all disease of the world, heart disease and many other problems which are increasing nowadays in the world. So you have to choose, you have to accept 3 thoughts of Swaman, self-respect. I am a peaceful soul, I am very pure soul, I am powerful soul. These 3 self-respect points will give you a wonderful help in your life, professional life, your family life, your individual life, great benefit. Because nowadays I can see, you also know, problem in relationship. 2 crores divorce cases have gone in courts, 2 crores, and this number is increasing day by day. Because of, you have to answer. Ego, anger, they are causing many problems in our relationship. They don't allow us to become humble, soft, loving. This is also one of our Swaman. I am a loveful soul. I have deep love for everyone in this world. I have true love for this entire nature in my mind. All are my good friends. You just try 2 things. I am not sharing, not saying, but I am teaching. Would you learn? One thing, ask forgiveness. People don't know, but one secret. Suppose thousands years before, you gave trouble to many people. You tortured 10 people. Their bad energy is connected to you even now. Great secret. That don't allow you to get easy success. If a person is sick, this bad energy create hindrance in getting well. So we teach just in the morning. O souls, if I have given trouble to you, if I had tortured you, please forgive me. Be happy. I am your good friend now. That bad energy will cut off. And you will find a wonderful relief in your life, in your mind. And if someone gave trouble to you, if someone deceived you, cheating with you, and many others problems created for you, forgive them. People used to answer in Hindi, मैं सभी को माफ कर सकता हूँ पर इसे एक को नहीं. मेरे पास आते हैं लोग, मैंने कहा उसे माफ कर दो ना. इसे माफ नहीं करूँगी, सारी दुनिया को कर दिया. मैं उनसे पूछता हूँ कि अच्छा आप उसे माफ नहीं करती, पर परेशानी में वो है या आप? कौन होगा? खुद होंगे ना. कि आप उठते सोते उसी के बारे में सोचती हो. उसने मेरे से ये किया, मेरा पति था इतना तंग किया, डिवोर्स तो हो गया, लेकिन उसे ही याद करती हो. जिसे भूलना चाहिए उसे याद करते हैं, जिसे याद करना चाहिए उसे भूल जाते हैं. तो परेशानी तो अपने को है. सो रिलैक्स होने के लिए फॉरगिव. और तीसरी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट बात, जिन्होंने भी हमें जन्म जन्म मदद की है, बहुतों ने की है हमें मदद, आप सबको बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। 7 दिन करना बस, ये सब चीज़ें 7 दिन, ज़्यादा नहीं, और आधा मिनट। आप पाएंगे मदद करने वालों की लंबी भीड़ आपके पास आ जाएगी। वो सब आपके आसपास ही हैं जिन्होंने आपको मदद की थी। शुक्रिया, ग्रेटिट्यूड, इसमें बहुत बड़ी पावर है। So we have to understand, we have to realize how great we are, how powerful we are. Don't forget, we are the children of God. He is our father, mother. हम भक्ति में गाते आए तो माता पिता हो, बट रिलेशनशिप जोड़ा नहीं। अब यहाँ से आप रिलेशनशिप जोड़ के जाना। He is my, truly he is my father, he is my mother, and he is my good friend also, best friend. I got many experience of his friendship. From 1982, I connected this relationship with God. You are my good friend, and amazing experience. His true friend, his true mother, father, just as you, mother, father, take full care of your children, very natural. If you get this relationship with God, He will not remain God for you. He will become your daddy. Would you like to call Him daddy? Or God, oh God, please. God fearing? No, He is our daddy. Do you accept this relationship? Yes, please, raise your hand. He is your daddy. और डैडी पे हमेशा अधिकार होता है। डैडी के आगे हाथ नहीं जोड़ते। जोड़ते हैं आपके बच्चे हाथ माँ के आगे? Never. अधिकार, right. Mom, do this for me. Give me this. You can feel this wonderful right upon God. He will not remain God for you. Close, He will come very close to you. Such close relationship we can experience now. This is the most beautiful time, I would say. Life is a beautiful journey. Make it more and more beautiful day by day. Think over this. My life is a beautiful journey. I have to enjoy it. Enjoyment doesn't come from drinking. It comes from within. It comes from our mind, from our intellect. So एक चीज़ याद रखेंगे जीवन में, स्वमान की प्रैक्टिस तो सबको करनी है सवेरे सवेरे, और मैंने आपको कहा 10-15 मिनट रोज सवेरे अपने को देना। वो लोग बहुत बड़ी गलती करते हैं जो आँख खुलते ही और सोने से पहले फ़ोन पे लगे रहते हैं। बिगेस्ट मिस्टेक ऑफ ए वाइज पर्सन नवेडेज। यंगस्टर्स तो बहुत ज़्यादा। सबकॉन्शियस माइंड ओपन है, मैं दूसरा शब्द बोल रहा हूँ, ओपन है, वो सब अंदर जा रहा है। इट क्रिएटिंग पीसलेसनेस, टेंशन, अनहैप्पी फीलिंग, अच्छा नहीं है। तो लाइफ जर्नी को एंजॉय करना है। एक चीज़ को एक्सेप्ट करेंगे, लाइफ में हार जीत, सुख दुख, मान अपमान, निंदा स्तुति, सक्सेस और अनसक्सेस आएंगी ही। डू एक्सेप्ट इट। ऐसा कोई संसार में व्यक्ति हुआ जिसने कभी हार का मुंह न देखा हो? ऐसा कोई संसार में व्यक्ति हुआ जिसे अनसक्सेस न प्राप्त हुई हो? एक्सेप्ट इट। ये सब आएगा, हमें सबको एक्सेप्ट करके अपना मार्ग ढूंढ लेना है। डिफीट हुई है, लर्न समथिंग एंड गेट विक्ट्री। आज अपमान हुआ है कहीं, कल मान हो जाए, क्योंकि सबसे कठिन काम है अपमान को सहना, है या नहीं? और अपना व्यक्ति अपमान करता हो, किसी की पत्नी उसका रोज इंसल्ट करती हो उठते बैठते, तो क्या हो जाएगा उसको? इसलिए यहाँ से सीखना है, हम किसी का अपमान नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि जो चीज हम दूसरे से कर रहे हैं, दूसरे को दे रहे हैं, वही डबल होकर आ रही है। इटर्नल सीक्रेट ऑफ दिस यूनिवर्स, इसको कोई चेंज नहीं कर सकता। आप दूसरों को खुशी दे रहे हैं, खुशी आ रही है। सीधी सी बात, आपने व्यक्ति को अच्छे शब्द बोले, वो भी अच्छे शब्द बोलेगा, और बुरे शब्द बोले 2-4 बार तो सुनेगा, आखिर तो बम्बार्टमेंट होगा ही ना, विस्फोट हो जाएगा। इसलिए किसी की इंसल्ट नहीं करेंगे। और स्वमान का ये बहुत बड़ा फायदा है। सुन ले, अनदर सीक्रेट, those who practice Swaman, those who become the embodiment of Swaman, Samman, respect will come behind them like shadow, will follow them. You need not to ask for respect. You will claim respect. It will become your right. और बहुत बड़ी चीज ये होगी, स्वमान से ईगो खत्म होगा। स्वमान का ही समान शब्द है अभिमान। Where there is स्वमान, अभिमान will end there. ईगो मनुष्य के लिए बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है, अपने लिए भी, परिवारों में तो है ही, अपने लिए भी। लेकिन हमें इस ईगो को पहचान कर खत्म करना। ईगो को खत्म करने के लिए एक चीज मैं आपके ध्यान में दे रहा हूं। हर व्यक्ति संसार में सोचता है आई एम राइट। आप देख लो, चोरी करने वाला भी सोच रहा है राइट है, चोरी करनी चाहिए, ये लोग बहुत चोरी कर रहे हैं पॉलिटिशियन, मुझे भी करनी चाहिए। जो झूठ बोल रहा है वो भी सोच रहा है आई एम राइट। सभी झूठ बोल रहे हैं, झूठ नहीं बोलेंगे तो काम कैसे चलेगा? सो ये जो संकल्प है ऑलवेज आई एम राइट, इसको थोड़ा सा डाउन करेंगे, थोड़ा सा डाउन। दूसरा भी राइट हो सकता है, दूसरे के विचारों को भी जो मनुष्य सम्मान देता है, उसके संबंधों में स्वीटनेस आ जाती है। सीख लेंगे सभी, कहीं संबंधों में कड़वाहट हो, एक दूसरे को अच्छी दृष्टि से देखने लगे। देखो, छोटा सा मनोविज्ञान का सिद्धांत, आप देख रहे हैं ये व्यक्ति बहुत खराब है, वो भी यही सोचेगा ये व्यक्ति बहुत खराब है। करके देख लो आप, ये व्यक्ति बहुत अच्छा है, मेरा गुड फ्रेंड है, वो भी सोचेगा ये बहुत अच्छा है। ये वाइब्रेशंस की बड़ी सूक्ष्म गति है। इसलिए ब्रिंग ए चेंज इनटू योर थॉट्स, योर लाइफ विल चेंज। Bring a change into your attitudes, your relationships will change, will become very sweet. So हम सभी, आप सभी जो यहाँ आए हैं, बहुत अच्छी जगह पहुँच गए हैं। कौन फर्स्ट टाइम आए हैं? प्लीज़ रेज योर हैंड। अच्छा लग रहा है ना? अच्छा लग रहा है ये कह के ही नहीं चले जाना, अच्छा सीख के चले जाना कुछ, कम से कम 1-2 बात, जिससे लाइफ का लेवल चेंज हो जाए, आप प्रियजन बन जाएं सबके। और मैंने आपको कहा हर व्यक्ति लाइफ में सक्सेस चाहता है ना, हर व्यक्ति चाहता है। इवन आपने घर में भोजन भी कुक किया, आप चाहेंगे भाई भोजन खाने वाले खुश तो हो जाएं, यही सक्सेस है। सवेरे उठकर ये 2 सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट अपने को दे देना, I am powerful soul, I am successful soul, I am powerful and successful, I am powerful and successful. रिपीट केवल नहीं करना, मैं हूँ, ये संकल्प बहुत बड़े काम करेंगे। ये केवल फिलोसॉफी नहीं है, मैंने हजारों से प्रयोग कराए हैं। संकल्प शक्ति से लोगों को सक्सेस मिली, बीमारियां ठीक हुई, रिलेशनशिप ठीक हुए, मानसिक रोग ठीक हुए। मैं आपको बता देना चाहता हूँ, जिनको मानसिक रोग हैं, किसी को डिप्रेशन है, कई नाम हैं, ओसीडी है, तो आई जस्ट सजेस्ट देम, जस्ट सिंपल सजेशन, as soon as you wake up in the morning and before going to bed at night, just write down a thought, I am Master Almighty. ये एक शब्द है। Being the child of Almighty God, we are Master Almighty. लोगों ने लिखना शुरू किया, यहाँ से ब्रेन को पावर गई, वंडरफुल रिजल्ट। कई लोगों के बड़े बड़े डिप्रेशन 21 डेज में फिनिश हो गए। बहुत जादुई शक्ति है हमारे इन पावरफुल स्वमान में, सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट में। आपको सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ेगा इससे, आप बहुत एनर्जेटिक फील करेंगे अपने को, और लाइफ इजी हो जाएगी। आपका जो फील्ड है उसमें लोग थकते बहुत हैं, ब्रेन थकता है, माइंड थकता है। हमारे पास बहुत लोग हैं इधर, ज्ञान वाले भी हैं। आई सजेस्ट देम वन थिंग, इट्स फॉर एवरीवन, चार्ज द वाटर। यू हैव टू चार्ज वाटर एंड ड्रिंक इट एटलीस्ट 3, 4, 5 times during your work, and complete negative effect of laptop or of many things around you will end. And method of charging water is, take water in the glass, give drashti, and remember 7 times, I am a powerful soul, or I am Master Almighty. So through your eyes, powerful energy will go to the water. And water's memory is wonderful memory. It receives everything easily. So if you charge water this way, it can help you in curing your disease also. मैंने ये प्रयोग करा है बुखार पर बहुत ज़्यादा, कैंसर के वायरस को नष्ट करने पर बहुत ज़्यादा। बुखार तो लोगों के एक दिन में ठीक हो गए। वंडरफुल एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ ए नर्स इन आवर ग्लोबल हॉस्पिटल माउंट आबू। 8 मास से उसे बुखार चल रहा था, डॉक्टर भी थक गए थे, अब क्या करें। मैंने उसका चेहरा देखा, मैं कुछ समझ गया। मैंने उसे अलग ले जाके बताया, तुम चार्ज वाटर पियो, 5 बार पियो रोज, 3 दिन में उसका बुखार फॉर एवर फिनिश्ड। डॉक्टर ने मुझे कहा, आपको भी एक रूम दे देते हैं, इधर कंसल्ट करो। काम तो 8 मास से परेशान थे, 8 मास से बहुत परेशान थे कि क्या करें इसके। बॉम्बे तक सारे चेकअप करा लिए, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा था, क्योंकि हमारे बॉडी में 70% वाटर है, और नेगेटिव थिंकिंग और विकारों के कारण और ईर्षा द्वेष के कारण एंटायर वाटर हैज बीन पॉल्यूटेड। इट इज मेन कॉज ऑफ डिजीज। इफ यू प्योरीफाई दिस एंटायर वाटर, many disease can say bye bye. So time is over. I hope you will enjoy your trip here and will learn some beautiful thing for your entire life. Thank you very much. Come again and again. Om Shanti. तीन मिनट फिर से डीप साइलेंस में, और जो कुछ आपको अच्छा लगे उसको सदा करने के लिए अपने सबकॉन्शियस माइंड को अभी कमांड दे देना, ये करेंगे। ट्यून बजाएंगे, केवल ट्यून। ओम शांति।
ओम शांति। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सूरज भाई जी का। Not just enlightening us but also making us experience. And जैसे सूरज से बारिश होती है, sun brings rain. So we'll do a special rain clap. You know about a rain clap? Yes? No? So you can put your left hand like this and using your right hand's finger. How many fingers to use? I will tell you from here. So those many fingers you have to use to tap on your left palm. Okay? बहुत तेज बारिश हो रही है और अभी मूसलाधार। एकदम से एक बादल आ गया। Thank you. So did you enjoy the rain? Yes? Okay. लेकिन as a family, we would like to share one thing with you. You know, Mount Abu is not a very densely populated area with a lot of facilities, but we have tried our best to give you all the facilities, and I hope we have been able to do that. Just a request, we need some cooperation from you. Whenever you exit your rooms, please make sure that all the lights are switched off. Room, bathroom, because trying our best with whatever resources available to Brahma Kumaris, we have set up our own solar power generation plant, not just for our campuses, but even to ensure that our communities are happy and they have all these facilities. So the energy we save here can be given to the community. ये भी एक सेवा है. So please make sure that we are able to give back to the community. And so make sure, please, all the taps, all the switches of bathroom, room, everything is switched off when we come. Even the food that we are eating, please try to not waste that food. सारा आपके लिए है, लेकिन डस्टबिन के लिए नहीं है. So आपको जितना अच्छा लगता है आप